Hello, good morning friends. Myself Sachin Kumar and I am Assistant Professor in Mechanical Engineering Department. Today I am presenting PPT on automobile. There is a unit first, vehicle structure and engines. First slide is type of automobiles. There is a different type of automobiles. Automobile, passenger vehicles and goods vehicles. In first category is passenger vehicles, light vehicles and heavy vehicles. In further categorize light vehicles into the scooters, motorcycles, moped, car and three-wheelers. And when we talk about heavy vehicles further categorized in two categories. First one is buses and second one is coaches. In buses, single deck bus are available and double deck bus are available. Okay? Next, coaches, the deluxe coaches, and the second one is air conditioned coaches. When we talk about the light vehicles, the further categorized in two categories, delivery van and light truck, and heavy vehicles, truck, tractors and trailers. This is the types of automobile. Second slide is vehicle construction. There is a vehicle construction. Here we show a vehicle construction. This one is the frame, this one is the yoke, and this is the platform by which we can sit easily. And this one is the axle and this one is the wheel. Here it is a vehicle construction. Next slide. Vehicle construction. There is a different parts of an automobile. Here we show different parts of automobile. Engine, crankcase, generator, differential, propeller. The front part is engine of gear shift mechanism, transmission, propulsion, and rear axle and bearing. So this is the different parts of an automobile located at different places in the car. Next. Third slide is layout of chassis. This is the two views of layout of chassis. This one is the front view and this one is the top view. When we talk about the front view, there is some hidden parts which can easily show with the help of top view. This one is the front view and this one is the top view. The position of radiator in front of the layout, and when we talk about the rear view of this slide, the wheel tire, this one is the wheel tire, rear axle, position of petrol tank, propeller shaft, differential, horizontal member, side member, and the position of clutch and gearbox. Next slide. The next slide is classification of chassis. There is a four type of classification of chassis. First classification is conventional drive. Second classification is front engine drive. Third classification is rear engine drive, and fourth classification is central engine drive. In front engine drive, the conventional drive, the location of engine is front of the vehicle, and the center engine drive, the position of the engine is in between front axle and rear axle. Rear engine drive, engine located at the rear wheel, and when we talk about the front engine drive, the position of engine at the front of the vehicle. Next slide. Frame. What is frame? The frame is the main part of chassis. It is the backbone of the vehicle. Basically, this is a skeleton of a vehicle by which we can provide a strength of a vehicle. The next slide is frame construction. This is the frame construction, and this 4 is the different cross section of the frame construction. First section is channel section, second section is box section, third section is tubular section, and fourth one is eye section. This is the basic frame construction with different cross section. Next slide is materials of the frame. There is a different types of material we are using for making the frame. The composition of nickel alloy steel sheet, the carbon percentage is 0.25 to 0.35%, manganese 0.35 to 0.75%, silicon 0.30%, nickel 3%, phosphorus 0.05%, and sulfur 0.05%. Next slide. This is the composition of metals by which material of the frame. Now next slide is types of frame. There is a 3 types of frame. First one is conventional frame construction, second one is semi-integral frame construction, and third one is integral or frameless construction. Here we show a frameless construction. This is the frameless construction. In this slide we can easily see that there is no frame in this car structure. Next slide. Loads on chassis of frame. There are different loads apply on the chassis. Here loads of short duration, combined load of inertia load, impact load, load due to road chamber, load due to wheel impact, static load, and overload. These are the different loads which is bear by the chassis frame. Defects in frame. There are different defects in frame. First one is misalignment in horizontal and vertical plane. This one is the horizontal plane and this one is the vertical plane. Misalignment in horizontal plane, misalignment in vertical plane, both are different things. Twisting of main frame and subframe. There is a twisting like this, twisting of main frame and subframe. Third one is buckled main frame and subframe. Fourth one is bent side members and dump iron. And fourth one is broken or lost gased plates and rings. Next slide. There is a different types of vehicle bodies. You can see easily that there is a different types of vehicle bodies, depends on requirement. Next slide. Body construction and its components. There is a body structure. All loads carrying elements are defined as a structure. This group includes all unstressed units such as bonnet, boot, and bumper. Equipment. This group includes various parts such as rim, seats, doors, and windows, etc. Next slide. The different components of car body. This is the basic car body. Here we can easily see that there is different parts of a car body. Front bumper, rear bumper. There is a 2 bumper in front of the car and back of the car. Wheel, body, door. There is 2 door left side and 2 door right side. Rear window, door pillar which is hold the door, trunk, front window, screen pillar, wind screen, engine hood. Engine hood basically cover the engine in automobile, and radiator grill. This is the components of a car body. Next slide. Resistance to vehicle motion. There is a different types of resistance when the car moves on the road. First resistance, air resistance. It depends on fourth category. Size of vehicles, depends on size of vehicles, depends on shape, depends on speed, depends on wind velocity. If wind velocity increases, the speed of the car decreases. If size of vehicle increases, the speed of car decreases. Next category is gradient resistance. The gradient resistance depends on the vehicle weight. If the vehicle weight increases, so resistance will be increases. Next, third category is miscellaneous resistance. Miscellaneous resistance, four categories: road characteristics, tire characteristics, vehicle speed and vehicle weight. Next slide. Aerodynamic of automobile body. There is a three different drag force which is applied on the car when we run on a highway. First one is drag force denoted by Fx. Second one is lift force denoted by Fz. And third one is cross wind force denoted by the F. So here the different drag force apply on a car body. X force apply on this part, in Y force apply on this part, pitching moment, and Z force apply on Z direction, this yawing movement. Pitching means car move like this. Yawing means car move like this. Rolling movement, car move like this. So three force are work on different part of a car. Next slide. Drag force. This is the basic formula for explaining the drag force, where Cx equals to drag coefficient, P equals to rho equals to density of air, V velocity of air, and A is the projected area. This Fx is the drag force. Next slide. Fz is the lift force. Lift force. Cz denoted lift coefficient. Rho means density of air, V velocity of air, and A projected area. Cross wind force. This one is the Fy, cross wind force. Pitching movement is caused by the drag force or lift force about the y-axis. When we talk about the y-axis, the pitching movement works on the y-axis. And when we talk about the yawing movement, yawing works on the z direction. And when we talk about the rolling movement is caused by the cross wind force about the z-axis. Next slide. Engine construction. This is the basic engine construction, or there is a different parts of an engine inside the engine. Inlet port. This one is the inlet port by which fuel can easily inlet into the cylinder. This one is the cylinder head. Exhaust port. This one is the exhaust valve by can easily burned gases are out from the cylinder. Gudgeon pin, push rod, cylinder, cam and follower mechanism operate the valve mechanism, or cam follower directly related with the crankshaft. This one is the big end bearing, crankshaft, crankware. There is a two crankshaft. One is, second one is. This is the engine construction. Next slide. This is the cylinder block. Cylinder block basically upper part of the engine. In the upper portion of the cylinder head, there is a hole for spark plug. This one is the cylinder and this one is the liner. This is the water jacket inside the cylinder block, which can easily cool the engine. Next slide is cylinder liners. Cylinder liners basically used for, this one is the wet liner, this one is the cooling water. This jacket is provided for cooling of the internal combustion engine. This is the dry liner. Piston. This is the basic structure of a piston. There is 3 slots in the piston, 2 slots for rings and 1 slot for piston ring. This is the skirt and this one is the head. Next slide. Connecting rod. This one is the connecting rod. You can see easily. This is the shank, small end. This is the cross section of a connecting rod, eye cross section. This is the cap. Next slide. The piston ring. There is 2 different types of piston ring. One is lubrication ring and one is pressure ring. The structure of piston ring is look like this. Ring diameter, different specification of a piston ring, ring cap, radial thickness, ring face and etc. Next slide. Crankshaft. This is the main part of a engine. Crank pins, main channels, bearing of flywheel. Here is a space for bearing in engine. This is the camshaft. This one is the cams. There is 4 cams here. Chain sprocket, and this is the basic diagram of a camshaft. When we talk about valves, the valves, inlet valve and exhaust valve. There is 2 valves in the engine, inlet valve and exhaust valve. The basic diagram of valve is this: head, face, stand or spring retainer, lock group. Here is a spring. This space is used for a spring, to lock the spring. Next slide. Side valve mechanism. This is the picture of a valve where is situated in the engine. This one is the valve face, and position of the valve look like this. Next slide. Overhead valve mechanism. This one is a different type of valve mechanism. Overhead valve mechanism, in which the valve situated on the overhead of an engine. Next slide. Classification of IC engine. Classification of IC engine is types of ignition, spark ignition engine and compression ignition engine. Circuit of operation: Otto cycle engine, diesel cycle engine, dual cycle engine, and engine cycle per stroke, 4 stroke and 2 stroke. This is the different types of IC engines. This is the classification of IC engines. This one is the valve timing diagram. The valve timing diagram is used for open and close the valve at the correct time in IC engine. Here show the TDC top dead center to VDC bottom dead center. This is the cycle of valve timing diagram. This is the actual valve timing diagram. Variable valve timing diagram. Variable valve timing diagram for cylinder engine. Slow engine speed, high engine speed and valve opening period. Next slide. Types of variable valve timing diagram: cam changing DVT, cam phasing and combined cam changing and cam phasing. Next slide. Thank you.